with the Eclipse Portal, it essentially means that there is karmic endings and karmic new beginnings. And right now, we're going through the week of karmic endings, and it's in the area of Libra. So what does this mean for the collective? It means that relationships that aren't for our highest good are falling away, especially one-sided relationships. And I do want to say that all of my work is deeply inspired by my mentors, Sharon Bolt from the Temple of Shamanic Magic, Benjamin from Spiritual Revolution, Christine Morgan and Paul Jacobs, who are tutors at the Arthur Findlay Institute. And I use my intuition, my psychic senses, I tune into the transits that are happening, and then I relay information that might help you on your path to your highest good. So the Eclipse Portal, and what this means on the collective level, is that we're noticing one-sided relationships where perhaps the energy isn't reciprocal, or there's a lack of boundaries and we feel like we're people pleasing and flailing to keep the relationship going, our ego. And we're really being asked this week to either have those difficult conversations, or these relationships are leaving our life. And I do want to say that if anything happens between the 24th of March and the 8th of April in this portal, then it's predestined, right? And this is why we don't manifest during an eclipse portal, right? Because the energy is volatile. You will even feel that people's emotions are volatile during this time. And I want to say with love that if you don't know what you're doing, it's best not to do anything at all. I hear all the time where people are working with deities and goddesses and they haven't been initiated, they don't know the teachings, and they wonder why their life is falling apart. Go and do the training and learn how to do it properly. So we don't manifest during the eclipse portal, but yet we pay attention, we journal, we notice what is being released. And sometimes this energy can cause us to feel a little bit anxious. So there is more anxiety on the planet this week. So again, if you're feeling anxious, is it yours? And this is something that we teach during Awakening Your Intuition and learning how to manage your energy and the energy that's happening outside of us. I went into the CBD yesterday and it felt like I was walking on a mattress because the energy is that wonky. It's that volatile right now. So if you are feeling a little bit more emotional, panicked, anxiety, know that it could be not just yours, and you could be very sensitive and perhaps even intuitive, and you're picking up on this information. So, for example, if I am working with a lady called Cindy, and she is my business partner, and she started off performing really strong, and we have to present work to our clients, it's as if recently she has been not delivering. Maybe her work's become very sloppy, maybe it's rushed, but either way you can feel like the energy is really one-sided. And this week you may be having conversations with this person, or they might be karmically leaving your life. And I want you to know that the closer the relationship we have with our spirit team, the more divinely protected we are, right? So if anyone is leaving in between the 24th of March to the 8th of April, it is divinely guided. You are being protected. But our ego often wants to hold on. They want to flail. They want to people please in order to keep the relationship going. And this week, you probably will be tested with your boundaries. And how to know if you're passing the test. If someone, pushes back and you have to reinstate your boundaries and stand in your personal power and be that Aries energy, you are passing the test. If you are flailing, people pleasing, dog paddling, that energy, in order to keep the relationship going from an ego perspective, it's asking you to let go of that relationship. And it can feel really scary at times because it makes us feel like we're out of control. And I do want to say this week there is this energy around ending commitments. And my old director had the best advice with this. And he used to say, Paige, don't spend a long time holding on to a mistake just because it took a long time making it. Right? So even if you've been friends for 7 years, even if you've been in this relationship, in this job or whatever, and it's not reciprocal and you're being taken advantage of, now is the time to karmically let that go. And when you let it go, I really want to say, stay in the frequency of love and in the heart space and let it go with grace. Even if people are triggered and they're projecting their wounding onto you and projecting their emotions onto you, let them go with love, because you will be rewarded from that grace. The closer you are to your spirit team, the more divinely protected you are during this time. And I do want to say later on in this week, there is this real beautiful energy coming through where it's like, expect miracles, right? When Tuesday, Wednesday is not so great because there's a lot of anxiety on the planet and people may be feeling that. There's a lot of feeling of people feeling out of control, and then they try and control little things, and people are projecting their anger, and you've got to step back, you know, from both sides and be like, am I projecting my anger, my fear onto this person? Are they doing it to me? That's theirs, not mine. I'm not going to own it. And just standing in your personal power during this time. And another note, just be careful what we say. You know, the truth hurts sometimes, and people are being very truthful during this time, and you cannot take back what's being said. And during this time, we are heading up to a Mercury retrograde. And I want to say it's a test, right? So it's not about reigniting that old flame or that old relationship or whatever, that world workplace. It's asking you to remember these patterns that you had in this relationship. Are you still working from those patterns? If you are, okay, the gold here is that inner child work. What need does my inner child have that's not being met? Does she have this need that she needs to belong? Does she have this deep fear of abandonment? Does she need to save other people in order to feel worthy because she parentified her children, her parents when she was a child? So there's bigger things at play, and the more you're guided, the deeper you can go with your personal growth and your spiritual unfoldment. On the back end of the week, there's this really beautiful energy coming through, and it's like, expect the unexpected, and there's this charge there around expect miracles, right? So get lost in fantasy, go out randomly with no expectations, and just see what unfolds for you during the end of this week. This is a really beautiful time to journal, to notice any fears that are coming up, any needs that we need to be met, and then to work on this. And a circle is a beautiful place to work on this stuff week in, week out. We look at energy management, we connect with our intuition. So if that's something that you would be interested in, you can send me a message. But if you got anything from this, I would love it if you could share, like, comment. It's an energy exchange, very fitting for the energy on the planet at the moment. It's reciprocal. So with that being said, I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have a lovely week.